Okay, hey y'all, here we go. It's time to start a riot. We're starting a riot. We're playing this game again. Block by block uprising. I'm just trying to have some fun. I love this game. I love it. Played it not too long ago with a good friend of mine, and I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna see. I want to get better at it. Like I've really only beaten it twice on easy. And I would like to try and maybe let's try to get some more light over here on the table, I guess. I would like to see if I can get a little bit better at it. Because, I mean, obviously there's other difficulties besides easy, right? There's medium, hard, extra hard. There's four different... expert is what they call it. I get rid of the other heavy reinforcements. That's how we tune the difficulty of this game. There is a heavy reinforcements card that is super bad. It is the worst of all the police ops cards. Police ops cards basically determine how the police move. Yes, this is a riot game. Yes, we are the workers and the prisoners. Those are the two factions that we are. In solo mode, you basically play the game as if it were two-player, but it's not. You have two factions. You start with 3 blocks each. Each faction has a special ability. We'll see how this all works. If y'all are unfamiliar with this game, you haven't seen it on this channel before, y'all are gonna see it again. Just shuffling this police ops deck. Okay. So let's get started. We're going to start with the workers. Workers, prisoners. That's how it's going to work. We have one objective. That's what's really neat about this game. There are a lot of really neat things about this game, but I kind of think the neatest thing about this game is literally the only way to truly win it is to sit down with other people and talk to them. That's right. You have to have meetings in order to unlock more objectives. So even with only 2 factions, we only start with one objective, and the only way to win the game is each faction has to accomplish an objective. So we're going to need to accomplish 2 objectives to win the game. We have to have at least one meeting with one block of folks to try and determine what our next objective is going to be, right? So each turn is basically divided into like 2 phases. You got nighttime and sunrise. In nighttime, the factions go. In between factions, there are these police ops cards that will determine how the police move. The police ops card is the thing that you draw first. We first see what the cops are doing. So our first card, great, is light reinforcements. We're starting off good with light reinforcements. That means we up the police morale. That's not good. We want to try to keep that low. And all police fans are going to deploy an extra squad of cops. Because that is what vans do in this game. They spawn more cops. Sort of like clown cars, I guess. Like literally like clown cars. Like sometimes the same van will be in the same district and it won't have moved anywhere, and yet it somehow spawns another group of cops. That's famously how that works. Anyway, so yeah, that's all that happened. Cool. Light reinforcements. Not terrible, because we can knock that down with just one build. Now the workers can go. You always start by forming one block at your starting location. Then you got to determine how many die you're rolling. It's always going to be 3 at a minimum, anywhere from 3 to 5, depending upon how many blocks of protesters you have. Workers have 4, that's less than 5, so we only roll 3 die. With these 3 die, we have we definitely have 3 actions, because I got a lucky roll. I got 2 6s and a 5. Yo. It's tempting to try and knock out a police van early in the game, but each van has like 4 squads by it. And we don't have that many blocks to start with here, now do we? So probably the best move would be to go to the street market, do a build there, probably an assembly hall, and spawn another block. So that would be move, build, spawn. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't know if... I mean, we probably want to liberate that. We almost certainly do. We'll probably take 2 blocks and move there. You never want to move all your blocks to the same location. Although, at the same time, what I've been thinking is the street market is probably the best public location to go for first. Because I looked at the rulebook a little bit closer. It seems that the reaction cards determine where the police vans are going to go. The police vans don't just spawn cops, they also move somewhere and basically take out every gosh darn thing in that place that they move to. So that's not great. But the only places that they will move are state districts, public districts, and or districts with the highest ID. And it is always the highest ID. Well, I think sometimes it might be the lowest ID. That's what the rulebook said anyway. Anyway, street market 20, park 21, and plaza is 22. This means, I'm pretty sure this means the cops are never going to initially move to the street market. The van is never going to go there. So this is probably a great place to get our start. We can spend 1 die to move 2 blocks. And that's how movement works. It's actually pretty cool. Like, if you want to do a move action, you spend a die, you determine how many blocks in a district you want to move, and then you just move them there. The amount of spaces does not matter. We could move them all the way across the city. The only thing that matters is, do they have a path to move there that is not impeded by police? Police is what will stop us from moving places. Okay, so we moved there. We can do a build, which is... No, not mutual aid. We're going to do an assembly hall. We're going to do an assembly hall. And then we're also going to spawn another block. Boom. That way the workers have 5 blocks out of the gate. Harry, please don't knock everything over. Okay, and having done that build, we knocked the police morale down as well. So that's kind of why we did that. Not just because the street market is a good place to get started. It's because we wanted to knock that police morale down. You can do that by either building an occupation, or knocking out a police van, or liberating a district. So to liberate the street market, we're going to need 8 blocks there, and they're going to need to remain there by the end of the turn. Now, the next phase in the turn, after we finish nighttime, is going to be the sunrise phase, in which we draw one of those reaction cards that I was talking about earlier. That'll determine where one of these vans are going to go. So, we now need to draw another police ops card for the prisoners. And all groups of police squads advance into adjacent workers' districts. And this... Okay, we do get some movement here, because International Airport is right next to the garment sweatshop. So we get 3 squads of police that move to the garment sweatshop. 1 squad stays behind. That is always the case with police when they move. 1 solo squad will always remain behind. Solo squads will never move. Kind of represents the kettling and corralling that police will do. So over time, you will notice like a sort of net of single squads all over the place that will be impeding our movement. You can't just move through 1 squad. You kind of have to stop and deal with that squad because you are now in a clash. Okay, so We drew the police ops card. Prisoners can now form a block at the Supermax prison. By the way, as I was setting this up, it's kind of on brand. We have the projects here, and the overcrowded jail and the Supermax prison are right next to the projects because prison industrial complex. Yep. It's I don't have time to explain why that's funny if you don't know what the prison industrial complex is. Anyway, okay, so right, we got to roll our die because we got 4 of them, 4 blocks. We're gonna roll 3 again, and we get a 6 and 2 1s. Okay. Let's see. I am very tempted to have... We might do 2 moves here. 2 moves and a build, maybe. Maybe. Because I could move 3 prisoners to the street market, and then we would have 6 there. Having another assembly hall at the overcrowded jail would be great. Actually, wait a minute. We could move... If I send 1 block of prisoners to a meeting as well, that is also going to unlock another objective for us. And we do need at least 2, as I was saying earlier. Before we do that, we might even tag this shopping center here. Because I would like to get a mutual aid center going sooner rather than later. And this would be a tempting target right here. Because it's adjacent to a bunch of different shopping districts. Yeah. Okay, so... that might be how we spend our 3 actions. Because we have 2 1s. So we could accomplish a move with a 1. We take 3 blocks and move them over to the street market. And then we use a 6 to do an advanced action, which is a tag. We're going to loot this shopping center to not actually get anything, but we're putting a tag on it. So that way we prime this area for a mutual aid center sooner rather than later. And then we use the final 1 to put this block on the meeting card. So a block of prisoners has gone to have a meeting to talk about what is to be done, basically. All right, so that is what the prisoners did. Now it's time for that reaction card. How did the cops react? Let's see. Locate the police van stationed in the lowest ID district. Which one is that again? That's the financial district. Okay. Yeah, it's saying highest ID districts. Then locate the district with the highest police ID. That's going to be 22, the plaza. All right. So from financial to plaza. Move the van to that district following the shortest path. Path doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, it would just go down across there. Boom. Van's there, and it spawns 1 police squad. That is what happens. Which is fine, because we don't have anything going on there at the moment. Okay, that is the reaction card. So... now, after the reaction, in order, you tend to, let's see, check, I think, liberation first, and then meeting attendance. Yeah, liberate districts, meeting attendance, did you win? Then it's advancing the tank and passing the flame. Okay, so we did not liberate yet because we need 8. We only have 6 there. Let's see. We did unlock another condition because you need more or equal to the amount of conditions cards you already have unlocked to unlock something else. So you can take this block of prisoners, put it to the side, take the top one, put it right next to it, and it's the telecom network hub. Great. Neither of these objectives is very good just yet. We've got 2 state districts, one down here, one down here. This one, oh, this is busy, isn't it? We're not going to be able to get this one done anytime soon. Okay. So, meeting attendance, and of course we didn't win. We got to move the tank 1 space because police morale is 1. All right. So now it's time for a nighttime phase, and we do the workers again. So we're going to draw another police ops card, see what they do. All groups of police squads advance into adjacent student districts. Are they adjacent to? Yes, they are. There's 3 in the garment sweatshop. There's a privatized university. 2 of them move to the privatized university. And that is it for now, at least, anyway. Yep. Okay. So, we then form a block over here at the Global Shipping and Receiving Center. We have 6 blocks, so we can now roll 4 die. Okay. Got us a few more actions now. Oh, that's right. And this prisoner block to the side has to go back here to the faction start after having finish that meeting. They gotta go back on the map. Let's see. Roll 4 die. Okay, we get 2 6s and 2 3s. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that was a 6. 2 6s and God damn it. Okay. All right. Well, we know that we want to move and build over at the smartphone factory. We want to probably move, build, and loot. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a great thing to do, actually. Let's do that. That's what the workers are going to do. So we spend a 3 to move Harry, all 3 workers over here. Boom. That's the move. We want to do a loot action, which is another tag. So we now will have our second tag here at the smartphone factory. Okay. Then we can do a build. We're going to make a mutual aid center. Cool. And then we're going to draw 2 cards. What kind of loot do the workers get? We get groceries and mollies. Cool. All right. Harry. Groceries will now mean we need 1 less block to liberate this district up here. We just need 1 more. So, like, the prisoners are going to have to move 1 block up there to liberate that street market. Once that market is liberated, that will then become the highest ID district, and the cops will potentially go there. But for the moment, we don't know what our objectives are just yet. So the prisoners are going to have to move 1 block there, and they're also potentially going to need to put at least 2 blocks. We need at least 2 blocks to unlock another objective. But we need 7 over here to liberate this. And I would like to liberate that to slow down the tank, if nothing else. And to have a district liberated, Because you cannot liberate other districts until you have a public district liberated. Now, if our current goals are International Airport and Telecom Network Hub, that would kind of mean we want to liberate the park. If those remain our goals, and those are the only ones that we are working for, I think it would be good to at least unlock a couple more objectives. But that would take at least 2 blocks to unlock one more. Anyway, we did the police ops. Hold the phone. We haven't done anything yet for the prisoners. Getting ahead of myself. We just finished the workers' turn. What happens with the prisoners? Police ops is strategic rotation. All groups of police squads reduced down to 5 max. So that means nothing happens. Okay, and we form 1 orange block over here. And then we roll 4 die to see what kind of actions the prisoners can take. Okay, that is 2 4s, a 6, and a 1. So I kind of think it might be a good idea to split up our forces here a little bit. Like, since we only need 7 at the street market, we could move 1 of these blocks up to the street market. We could move another one over to the overcrowded jail, do a move and a build. I'd also really like to tag. We could also build here, because then we could tag that, and that would be adjacent to that. Yeah. Heck, we could build another mutual aid right there. Yeah, that'd be kind of dope. You have to do a lot of tagging because you can't really liberate that. It'd be really hard to liberate that district because you'd have to liberate everything from the street market over that way. Highways, though, I'm not sure. I think what this highway means is we'd have to liberate this and then go that way, and then because this highway means that the shipping and receiving center is not adjacent to anything over this way. Yeah. So this thing is not getting liberated. You have to do tagging to like get more cards there. Physical tagging. What I mean by that is when you liberate a district, it will automatically, all the shopping centers will automatically be tagged. So you don't have to use an action to tag it. Okay. But one thing we know we want to do. We move 1 prisoner over here, so we get 7, so that's liberated. Where does the other prisoner go, and what do they do? We have 3 actions. We could either move down here to do an assembly hall. I think we should do that, actually. Assembly. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we could move, build an assembly hall, and then spawn another block. That'd probably be a good idea. So let's move this block down to the overcrowded jail. Then we build an assembly hall. And then we spawn another block. Cool. All right, that is the prisoner's turn. Okay, so now we have to see the reaction. Harry. No, oh, Harry. Harry, Harry. Harry knocked the cops from the staging area all over the place. The kaiju cat. Harry, 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 Harry. I just need it. Harry. Harry, can I draw a card? Can I draw a card, Harry? Thank you. All right. Public district. Locate the police van station in the lowest ID district. Yeah, so they do move. They don't always move to... Harry, please do not do that. Please do not. Please do not. These are not toys, Harry. So they don't always move to highest, but they move to either public, state, or highest. So could go to lowest or highest. Public. Starting in the lowest ID district, moves to public district with lowest ID. That's going to be... Uh-oh, I miscalculated. The middle one is the park, not the street market. The lowest one is the street market. Oops. Oh, no. That is not good. I miscalculated. So the park is the one they will never go to. Oops. Well, here we go. Now y'all are about to see how this works. So, van in the lowest ID is, I think, the Telecom Network Hub. And it would do a straight shot up to the street market and wipe out every gosh darn thing up there. So that would be the Assembly Hall and all 7 blocks up there. They all go away. So that's not great. So Telecom Network Hub... This is what I get for not paying attention. All these blocks are gone. Everybody gets arrested. We do not liberate any gosh darn thing. This gets evicted as well. That's not great. And we spawn another police squad right there. Okay. Well, that happened. Okay. So... let's see, we didn't liberate anything, we didn't do meetings, so I guess, thankfully, police morale is still only at 1, so the tank only moves forward 1 space. Okay. That was not great. Time to pivot, I suppose. We're not doing anything with the street market. Let's see, I guess we're moving to the park. I suppose. Although I still kind of think like it'd be good for the prisoners to set up a mutual aid center here and start doing some tags and whatnot. That would be good to get more loot. More loot is better, as well as more blocks. More blocks to do more things. More people, you can do more things. So, yeah, we're back down to 3 die for each faction. Prisoners only have 2 blocks. Oh gosh. Okay, so we start with workers. We have to draw another police ops card for the workers, and we get light reinforcements. That's awesome. So morale goes up again, and each van spawns another squad. Okay. All right. And knocking out one of these police vans would be great. If we could manage to do that this turn. That might be something that we want to prioritize, is knocking out one of the police vans. A lot of other things that we could do, but if we knock out a police van, that'd be pretty cool. Workers do have some mollies as well. And prisoners are a little bit better at combat. As long as we get 3 hits, we can take one out in the plaza there. That would actually not be a terrible idea. Anyway, so workers, we put 1 more block at their starting location and we roll 3 die. Okay, we've got 2 3s and a 4. So let's see. It's possible we could use almost everything. Like we could do a 3 and a 4 to get 1 hit on this and then also draw some more cards from the Mutual Aid Center. And the prisoners would spawn 1 up here and then would be able to do a move and 2 attacks potentially by rolling 3 die. And since they would be in the same zone as the workers, they could get not only 2 attacks, but potentially grab the mollies from the workers if they need a bit more oomph to actually be able to hit the van, which is, since it's in the plaza, it's only a 4 difficulty. So, okay, that's not a terrible plan, right? Not a terrible plan. Yeah, we spawned 1 there for the workers. Now we got to roll the die. We already did roll the die. I need some more coffee. We need some more coffee. We got 2 3s and a 4. Okay, so with a 3, we can move 1 block of workers down here to the plaza. With the 4, we can attack the van and knock it over on its side. With a 3, we can draw a couple more loot cards so that the workers will have even more stuff that might help. We get ice cream, counts as 2 extra blocks when checking for meeting attendance, and some more +2 mollies. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Okay, so we've started working on this van. Let's see. So we gotta draw 2 police ops cards. Because police morale went up to 2 for the prisoners. So the first one is all groups of police squads advance into commercial districts. We do have 3 squads here that can move into priority ID is lowest at the moment, so they would move here. They could move there or there. They move there. The other one is here. These blocks are in a clash. These are not adjacent. These are, so 1 block moves from the privatized university down to this commercial district. Okay, so that's what happens there. And then the second one is all groups of police squads advance into adjacent public districts. That's not great because that means all 4 of these squads are going to move into the plaza. Anybody going into the plaza is toast after we take out this van, apparently. That is not great. Let's see. I don't think there are any other cops that are adjacent to a public district. Nope. So that's what happened there. Okay. So that was movement. That was police ops. Prisoners will form another block right here. And let's see. Roll 3 die. What's the results that they get? We get 3 ones. Oh my god. Well, actually, since it's the prisoners and they do get a +1 naturally, and we have precisely 2 +2 Molotovs cards, we could just barely pull this off, even though it's 3 ones. And the difficulty is 4 here. So a 1 + 3 is a 4. That would work. Okay, so we can still do this. We can spend the 1 to have these 2 blocks move here. Harry, please don't jump on the table. Come on, Harry. Harry, I'm trying to dismantle the system of capital. Thank you. Okay. Then we can spend the other 2, plus we have to discard these 2 Molotovs cards that the workers hand off to the prisoners. And that would take that van out and bring the police morale down by 1. Okay, so we would lose all those blocks there when the police attack in the plaza. Everybody would get arrested. We would have even less blocks, but at least we took out a van, so that is something. Next turn, we're going to want to have a meeting to do another objective, something of that nature. We're going to have to figure something out here. All right, so no liberation, no meeting. Right, reaction first, though. Reaction first. What is the reaction? The reaction is, let's see, police attack, which means these are gone. Okay. And, Harry, locate the police van station in the lowest ID district, which is what? Is it the International Airport? No, it's the... No? Harry! Please do not... Harry. Harry. Oh, damn it. Harry. Harry. Oh! No, the card! No! Oh, no! No, I don't know where the card went now. There we go. Oh, gosh. Oh, Harry. Got all this stuff piled up here. Damn it. Well, that wasn't great, was it? This is going wonderfully. My zombicide stuff fell all over the goddamn place. Ugh. Where do the cops move? State districts. Lowest ID district moves to the lowest state district to the lowest ID. So lowest ID is International Airport moves to the Telecom Network Hub and spawns another squad. That is what happens. Oh, okay. That's the reaction. Okay, and then no liberation, no meeting. Morale is down to 1, so tank moves up to space 7. Things are not looking good for our little revolution here, now are they? Kaiju cats aside. Let's see here. Now we do have 2 cards that mean we would need 3 less blocks to liberate something, which means 8 minus 3, we would only need 5 blocks to liberate the park with these 2. So, I don't know, we might be able to try focusing on that. The metro is not blocked this turn, so we could use the metro to get down to the park. Possibility. Alright, so let's see. Police ops, drawing 1. They go into adjacent neighbors' districts. So that would mean a bunch of cops here move from the plaza into the projects. And we also have some that go from the airport to the gentrifying residential zone. And that's pretty much it. Okay. All right, so that was that. And then we put another block of workers at the Global Shipping and Receiving Center. Okay. How do we play this? So we need 5 blocks in order to liberate the park. Prisoners could, in theory, do another spawn over here. Let's see. Well, first, let's roll the die. We did the spawn. You do a roll. Okay, we got a 3 and 2 1s. All right. Let's see. So we could do... could definitely move. We could spend one of those to move 2 blocks of workers down here. And then we would just need 3 more blocks. Since this is the middle district, not the high or the low, vans are not going to move here. They might move there, which is basically adjacent thanks to this highway. These solo squads will not move. For now, at least, anyway. So we can do a move. We might also send 2 to a meeting and draw loot. But we need 5 down there. Prisoners will get 2 here and spawn 1 here. So with 3 actions, they could do a spawn and 2 moves. And that would be 3 plus the 2 workers that go here. So that might work out. So we could do a move. Move these 2 workers. They take the metro. And wait a minute. Hold the phone. Thanks to the fact that we now have a solo squad on the gentrifying residential zone, we can't just go straight to the park anymore. We would have to end up here and clash. Yeah. You'd have to end up there, then clash, then move. Meaning they wouldn't be able to draw a card. Let's see. There's a 3 there. We do have a 3. So we could do that. We would have 2 down there. And then once this is clear, prisoners can just move here to the metro. All right, I guess we're going to have to do it that way. Okay, so they move from this metro down to this metro. We use the 3 to do an attack action and take out that solo police squad there. And then, let's see, we also use the final 1 to move down to the park. Okay. Let's see. And then... now the prisoners have to go. What did they end up drawing? heavy reinforcements. Oh, damn it. Okay, fine. It's heavy reinforcements. +1 morale, and that police van we went to so much trouble to take out comes right back again. All police vans will deploy 1 police squad before that happens, though. So 1, 2, 3, and then if fewer than 4 vans are stationed in the city, deploy 1 van to the district with the highest police ID that has at least 1 police van squad. 1 police squad, but no van. So that would be the plaza. Another van, that van we destroyed in the plaza is somehow magically reappears. That's awesome. All right, well, we're still going to do that thing, though. And yeah, so that was the card that they drew. The morale is now at 2, but it was only at 1 when the turn started. So now we can form another prisoner block here at the Supermax. And we can roll 3 die. We get 2 4s and a 2. So let's see. We can do a move. Move those 2 blocks over here. A spawn. And then move 1 block from the overcrowded jail. That would mean all the prisoners would be here. That's a little risky. I guess we're going to have to do this to liberate the park and knock that tank back down. All right. So let's do a spawn. Then we move the 2 from the faction start through the metro down to the park. And we move the 1 that we just spawned from this metro to the park. So now we have 5. And thanks to the ice cream and the groceries, I guess we have a party. And that means the park is then liberated. So long as, well, that's going to happen because we know that no police vans are going to move to the park. They would move to either the plaza or the street market. That was a big mistake that I made there. Street market was lowest, not the middle one. Okay. So anyway, now we draw the reaction. We see where they go now. Vans are repaired and police attack. So let's see. Locate the police van station in the lowest ID district. I think that's the Telecom Network hub. Yeah, definitely Telecom Network hub. Move the van to that district following then locate the district with the highest police ID. That's the plaza. So it doesn't actually, this one doesn't actually move anywhere because it has to move from here to there. There is a van there, but there's also a van there. So in this instance, when you've got a van that is supposed to move to another district that already has a van, it stops just short of that district. We also have a van here. There is no other path that it can take thanks to this highway. That is blocked off as well. That's a 3-way intersection. So it just spawns a squad right there, and that's all that happens. So we just have a whole bunch of cops at the Telecom Network hub, which is one of our objectives. That's great. Okay, but after the reaction, we can do liberation. So we can take these 5 blocks, move them to the side. We can flip this over. This is now the highest ID police district. And it has been liberated, so we can now liberate any adjacent districts. Which means if we liberate this one, we could potentially do the international airport, which is one of our objectives. We also get this liberation card that could give us a cool bonus thing. We had to play the groceries and the ice cream to make this liberation happen, so those get discarded. We also are going to knock back police morale 1 and knock the tank back 1, so that's cool. But first we need to make a choice. Both factions were involved, so they both get to make a choice. Liberation card is Know Your Enemy. A small affinity group announces they found a good spot to spy on the police. Each liberating faction must choose. Stay where you are. The stakes are much too high right now. Follow them up the roof of a building. Move 1 block from this district to a district adjacent to a state district. Move 1 block from this district to a district adjacent to a state district. I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if we can. Because state. That is the state district, the financial district. So in theory, you could metro and get over here to be next to financial. I would love to be able to spy on the police here, because that's one of our objectives. But since we have a squad here, we can't just move there. I think A makes the most sense for both factions. Stay where you are. The stakes are much too high right now. Because they kind of are. Things are not great. They're kind of bad. So maybe both factions are like, I think we're good. We're not enough bad stuff has happened already. We've already taken too many risks. So both do A. Alright, so we do get -1 police morale. Boom. We do move the countdown tank back 1 space. And equal parts joy and sweat are all you need to get the barricades high. Build 1 barricade around this district. Okay, so that's cool. We do get some free barricades, and we're going to put both of them here, since we have 3 police vans over here, and they're probably all going to take this route to get here. Okay, so then we would put all 5 blocks back here. Cool. So we made our choice. That was the liberation. We didn't do meeting, so we now, because we just move the tank forward 1. We move it right back to 7. So it's still at 7, but it hasn't moved forward at all. So that's something. All right. So it's time for another turn. We've got to do the workers. They draw 1 police ops card. Paramilitary raids. Great. So the police morale goes right back up all over again. And all groups of police squads advance into adjacent districts with occupations. So that would be here. ID. Okay, so they move to the faction start, because the ID priority is the highest right now. So they would move there. Police squads, adjacent districts with occupations. I guess, yeah, there's also some cops here that are adjacent to... Although, in this district, the higher one is here. So that's both faction starts that get knocked the fuck out. That's great. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else adjacent to another one of our occupations. Both of our faction starts are going to get evicted at the end of the turn. Oh, that is bad. Because now we start with, all right, we put one block here at the Global Shipping and Receiving Center. Even if that block does a kick over that way. Ugh, Jesus. All right, well, we've got 5 blocks of workers, so that means we can roll 4 die. So let's see what we can do here. Well, we get some good rolls. We get 2 5s and 2 6s. Okay. Let's see. We could use these high rolls. Unfortunately, we only have 2 6s, though. With 1 6, this block could kick these over here. And with another 6, we could kick 2 more back up to the street market. Okay, so 6. We kick 2. If we do a move and kick, we have 2 blocks at the Supermax prison, and we have 1 action left. Very tempting to draw cards, but I kind of think it would be best to probably might be best to finish this barricade, because with only 2, the cops might move a van here and wipe out most of our people all over again. That is not good. We also, let's see, what we might want to do is a build, though, also with an action, because we want to bring down police morale. That's what we really want to do. Let's see here. What would ideally be really, really nice, I think, is if we could finish the barricade, do a build, and draw something, and send 2 people to a meeting. That would mean we would take back that attack, the kick. We might be just sort of abandoning our faction starts here. But if we say 1 for a barricade, 1 for a build, workers will build an assembly hall down here at the park. That will bring the morale down by 1. We can also draw 2 cards from the Mutual Aid Center. So workers will have some more stuff while we can still do that. So we got more groceries and some more mollies. And with the final action, we can send 2 workers from here to the meeting. And that way we could zap them back down to the park perhaps and also unlock another objective. Okay, so that was the workers. So now prisoners only have to draw 1 card. And that is all groups of police squads advance into adjacent prisoners' districts. Let's see, police squads. Are they? I don't think any of them are adjacent to prisoners' districts. Nope. No, these ones are not adjacent. Solo squads never move. Yeah. Yeah, we are losing our faction starts up here. That is what's happening. Okay, so that was the prisoners. So the prisoners will form a block here that gets lost, basically. They roll 3 die because they have 4 blocks at the moment. We get 2 4s, a 5, and a 1. So what I'm thinking is we might want to spawn somebody here. Yeah, we definitely want to spawn a block at the overcrowded jail. That leaves us with 2 actions left. With 2 actions, could move and build a mutual aid center up here. Could. Let's see. Could also put 3 blocks on the meeting, and that would mean we could unlock 2 objectives. Yeah. Okay, so we did a spawn. We could move this one from the overcrowded jail down here to the park, and then take 3 blocks and then move them up to the meeting, so we have a big meeting to figure out what the heck we're gonna do. And there you go. If now is not a time for a big meeting to figure out what the heck to do, I don't know when the heck that should be, right? So, okay. We did all that. So now it's time for the reaction. Let's see. Locate the police van station in the lowest ID district. Then... Okay, so it's going to go to the public district with the highest police ID, which is this one. Thank goodness we barricaded it. Okay, so locate the police van station in the lowest ID district, which is this one. Yeah, once again, it can't move here. So I think the barricades get destroyed because it tries to move here, but this is weird. It tries to move here, but the barricades get destroyed. Like highways, if there's a highway, the vans will always prioritize a highway route. Normally it's like if there's, it takes the shortest path, but if there's like 2 ways for it to go, you would do police ID or highway. So since it can't go through the highway, it's going to have to destroy these, but it can't park here or here because these vans are here. So these barricades get destroyed, but we also spawn yet another police squad at the Telecom Network Hub. That was the reaction. Okay. All right. So reaction out of the way. We don't liberate anything, but we do check the meeting attendance. So the way this works is, since we have two workers. That means we unlock one, and we get we get another objective for workers having a build and liberating the global shipping and receiving center, which is about to get evicted and destroyed by the cops. So that's cool. That was one. So now we can take these two workers and put them in any district with a worker occupation. So we could put them down at the park. Oh, wait a minute. With the reaction, I forgot. With the reaction, police attack. So we didn't resolve those. This worker is gone. This occupation is gone. And this prisoner and this occupation are all gone because the police attacked during the reaction. Okay. So we couldn't put these two workers up here even if we wanted to. They have to go either to the smartphone factory, or two of them down here at the park. Kinda think they should go to the park. Yeah. All right. So, next one that we unlock is going to be, let's see, it's Communard, 2 liberated districts that are adjacent. Okay. So with this one, this is saying we could pull this off by literally just liberating. We've already liberated this. We could liberate the gentrifying residential zone and the international airport, and then we win. Because the international airport is an objective. And if we have two adjacent, so the workers need a... Oh, wait, the workers can't do a build here. Damn it. No. It was too perfect. It won't work. They can't do a build here because that's a neighbor zone. Damn it. Okay. That won't work. Airport is still a thing, though. Airport is a thing. We could try to focus on the plaza next. If we knock out that police van and liberate the plaza, that would be great. We could make a push for the plaza and liberate that. If the plaza is liberated... How do we pull this off? I mean, we could either... An easier way to do it is international airport, but also global shipping and receiving center. We would have to liberate the street market. That's the simplest way to do it, though. Just because you could liberate street market and get that. We'd have to liberate gentrifying residential zone or this. But this is not adjacent to that. So it'd have to be the gentrifying residential zone. And that is a 6. That is a 6. Still, though, if we liberate the plaza, we knock back the tank one. And we could take out a police van. So that is good. That is good, good, good. That buys us more time and brings the police morale down. It's currently at 1. Anyway, all we need to do is decide where are we putting these 3 prisoners. After unlocking all these things, where do the 3 prisoners go? They have to... Well, they kind of have to go to the overcrowded jail now. Because that's the only build That's the only occupation the prisoners have left currently. So, okay. And since it's only 1, the tank moves forward 1 space to 6. And it's now the workers. Okay. So, let's see. Workers should be able to, I think, since they no longer have a faction start, they don't get to form a block at the beginning of their turn. That is not great. But we can roll 3 die. Because we got 4 blocks. We got 2 4s and a 6. Okay. Okay. So. Liberating the plaza will be tricky, though. And at the same time, like, if we want to do the international airport, I really want to take out a van, though. We don't really need to lower police morale just yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I haven't even drawn the police ops card yet. I don't think I have. Do I need more coffee? I need more coffee. Professional YouTuber. This video is going great, right? It's fine. We're having a good time. What does the police ops card say? District patrols. All groups of police squads advance into adjacent districts with the highest police ID. Okay, so that would mean 15. We get 1 that goes here. This giant mass of cops moves from up here to here. We've got, let's see. One goes here, and 3 would go here to the street market. And down here, we'd have 2 that would probably go to the financial district. Yeah, that's how that would work. Okay, so that was movement, and we already rolled our die. We can't form a block. What the heck do we do? We have 3 actions. We do have groceries and mollies. With groceries, if we only have 7 blocks on the plaza, we can liberate it. Yet another risk, but maybe we should try it? Because we would have to move all 4. Maybe we should go for something safer. Because we could do a spawn at the assembly hall. We could draw more supplies and have 1 action left to do what? Send 4 blocks to a meeting? Why not? Why not? We'll do it. We'll get another objective. We'll get another objective. Why the heck not? All right, so we're forming 1 block at the assembly hall. We're going to draw 2 more cards. We got even more groceries and soup. So soup is used when taking an attack action to increase the value of the action die by 1, or... Oh, that's cool. So soup is like a molly or groceries? Because I guess that means you can throw the soup can at the cops or something? I don't know. Alright, and then we move 4 blocks from here to the meeting. And that means we can unlock the 5th and final card. Alright, prisoners have to draw 1 police ops card, and that is all groups of police squads advance into adjacent state districts. That would mean this big mass of cops moves back to the telecom network hub where they came from. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So also, prisoners also do not get to spawn because no factions start. They can also only roll 3 die because they've got 4 blocks. We can spawn a 5th one over at the overcrowded jail and probably move them over to the gentrifying residential zone to take out that police squad there. Because I kind of think maybe we want the prisoners to take out the international airport. And to get global shipping and receiving center, we have to liberate the street market some kind of way. Oh, this is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. We're probably going to lose this one yet again. Let's see what happens, though. Okay, we get 2 5s and a 2. So we can do a spawn at the overcrowded jail. It's very tempting to... I still would really like another mutual aid center up here. That would be great. Workers could also do a swap of the assembly hall and the mutual aid center. We could maybe try to liberate this and get all these tagged, and then we could draw 3 cards rather than 2 each time. That might be something we could do. But time. Like the tank is already at 6. We don't even really need to liberate it, though. Like, prisoners could just move there and do 1 tag and be there. Maybe tag it next turn. Again. Do a swap. Prisoners go for this one, and workers try to liberate that street market. I would really love to be able to liberate that plaza, because we could knock out a police van and liberate the plaza. It's really risky though, because that's where all the police vans are. All of them are there. So I don't know. Probably the best move is take these 4 prisoners. We're gonna move them with the metro over to this commercial district and do a tag. Loop back. Cool. So that was prisoners. And let's see. So, gonna do the reaction. Oh, wait a minute. We couldn't do that. The metro is locked down. The metro is locked down. That's not something we could do. That's not something we could do. The metro is currently locked down. That means the prisoners are kind of stuck there. Well, I guess there's no other option other than taking, like, maybe... Could just move one of them here and say we knocked that one out instead. Yeah. That's not a lot. That's not much, but like they're kind of locked in there. Like they can't move anywhere else. Thanks to the fact that the metro's locked down. Okay, so that happened, and now we draw the reaction card and see what that says. Police attack. There is no attacking. Locate the police van stationed in the lowest ID district, which is, I think, 13. Once again, it's the telecom network hub. Goes to the state district with the highest police ID, which is the Interior Ministry. So once again, this van goes nowhere, and it just spawns another squad. There is just a ton of cops down in the telecom network hub. That's the reaction deck. We reshuffle that. Damn near all the cops are in one corner of the city. Maybe that's not terrible. Maybe that is not terrible. So that was the reaction. Metro's locked down next turn as well. Great. Okay, so then we unlock the final objective, which is... liberated district is financial district. We could also do the financial district. Okay. Oh, that's not going to happen, though. I mean, that's not... oh, geez. That is not close at all to any public districts. Because to get the financial, you'd have to... yeah, we'd have to liberate way too much stuff. So once again, it's probably going to have to be... probably going to have to take all 4 of these workers and put them here at the smartphone factory. And we're going to have to make a push for... yeah, we want to make a push for the street market. If we liberate the street market, that takes out a van and brings the... okay, we're going to make a push for the street market. That rather than the plaza. That makes sense. Okay, so tank moves forward once again, down to 5. And it's time again. All right, so once again, we still don't have a faction start. That is not great. So we roll 4 die for the workers because they have 5 blocks. All right, so we get 5, 4, 6, and a 3. What should we be doing? We almost certainly want to draw some more resources. In fact, We might want to do a move, a tag, and then draw. So move, tag, a cab, and then draw 3 cards. We determine which ones we're taking. We got game board, Molotovs +3. Kick out 1 police squad from a clash into an adjacent district. Reroll any unused action die. Okay, it's tempting to keep the board game, but I think I'm keeping the paint and the mollies. We got a decent amount of supplies to really mess things up at the street market over there. So that was a move, a tag, and we did a draw. And we can't do a draw again. But we could do another spawn down at the assembly hall. Or we could do a... No, we shouldn't do a swap build. One action left. Well, we could do a move, and thanks to this paint, we could play the paint card to kick this out without having to use an action. We could do that. Do we really want to do that, though? I think we do. I think we probably do. Because we want to take this. These solo squads are in our way from just moving there. I don't think any police fans are ever actually going to move to this place. Police ops would potentially move this down here, though. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we're going to move 3 here. We're using paint to kick this squad, probably not there, but to global shipping and receiving. Okay. All right, so that happened, and now we draw another police ops for the prisoners. Snatch squads, great. +1 police morale. And all groups of police squads advance into adjacent districts with blocks. So that means we have 4 that go here and 1 that goes here. We do have 1 that goes here. Yeah, and that's what happens. Great. Okay. Well, Let's see. Prisoners would now need to roll 3 die. They get 2 1s and a 6. That is awesome. Let's see. The project is 5. So you could... Jesus. This is not great. This is not great at all. We are running really low on time and resources here. I think that mistake that I made early on in the game kind of screwed everything up. We're already at an hour and a half. We're playing till the bitter end. Let's see what happens. We're playing till the bitter end. I'm not just going to call it. Give me some more coffee. What the heck can we do? Okay. 2 1s and a 6. Could spawn, move, and attack that one frickin' solo squad that's in our way from being able to move up here and help. Those 3 workers are gonna get smushed. Thanks to that one solo squad in the projects, we can't do any gosh darn thing about it. And the fact that we have such low rolls, 2 1s. Workers have mollies, but that's the workers. The prisoners can't access those until they're in the same space as the workers. All right, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do this. Spawn. Move. We're moving everything from here to here. And then attack to take out this 1. That is not technically all the prisoner blocks, but it's most of them. And that is what the prisoners did. So now we have to draw a reaction. Let's see. Police attack, which means these workers are gone. Let's see. So, locate the police van station in the lowest ID district, 13. Then locate the district with the highest police ID, which is the Liberated Park. That is 35. So, and since there are no barricades in the way, this van moves over here and takes out everything at the park. That is what happens. So Telecom Network Hub moves over here. This worker and that prisoner is gone, and this gets evicted. That is not great. And the tank moves forward 2 spaces as well, since we're at Police Morale 2. Bringing us down to 3. Well, we said we're playing to the bitter end, It sure is bitter, isn't it? This is not going well. Yeah. Okay, so with the workers, we'd have to draw 2 more police ops cards. We can draw 1, and then we'd have to reshuffle. So we first get district patrols, which means all groups of police squads advance into adjacent districts with the highest police ID. So this group over here at 18 would move back to the street market. This group down here would move to the Interior Ministry. All this stuff would move up to the Interior Ministry. And at the Financial District, they would move to the Commercial District. 2 would move up to the Commercial District. And that's it for that. And then we also get all groups of police squads move into adjacent state districts, which just means that these cops move back again. 1 moves back there, and all of these move back to the telecom network hub. Cops are just switching spaces. Okay, so we don't even have an assembly hall to spawn any more workers at the moment. I was kind of counting on being able to spawn another worker down here to move them up here to join the prisoners to rush the street market. Well, we get to roll 3 die. You always get to roll at least 3 die. 3, 5, and a 6. Okay. So I think what we might do is draw. Draw, move, attack? Yeah, why the hell not? Draw, move, and attack. Draw 2 cards. Fancy clothes and more mollies. Okay. Then we do a move and an attack, so we get rid of that police squad. So that was the workers. Prisoners will have to draw 2 cards. So next police ops card is Snatch Squads, +1 police morale. Great. All groups of police squads advance into adjacent districts with blocks. Great. Okay, so these 4 move here. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So that happened, and one more is adjacent neighbors districts. There are no cops adjacent to neighbors districts, so nothing happens there. All right, so prisoners get to roll 4 die. Great, we got low rolls again. Well, Supermax Prison is what? It's a 6. Great. Great, great, great. Great, great, great. Well, We kind of have to defend that last block of workers, or the game is over sooner than it should be. With a 5, we can do a kick 2 of them into the Global Shipping and Receiving Center. If we move there next to the workers, they have a bunch of mollies, so we've got like at least 1, 3. Yeah, we've got 1, 3 that we could use to get us 2 6s to do 2 kicks, basically. So that would be a move and 2 attacks. I probably want to kick some of them here and some of them there to spread them the heck out. I don't want to put them all in the street market, that's for sure. Although, if we kick them here, then they evict that mutual aid center. That's what they do. Let's see. What will we do with our final action? Could spawn another block down at the overcrowded jail. Should probably do that. So, alright. We use the 2 for the move. Yeah, we'll move all prisoners up here, because we can spawn another one at the overcrowded jail. And then we can do a 5 and a 3 while dumping the +3 mollies, so that we can do 2 kicks. So 1, we would kick 2 here and kick 2 here. And then we would also spawn 1 block of prisoners at the overcrowded jail. Okay. Game is almost over now. That was the prisoners, and let's see. Got to do the reaction card to see where the cops move. Locate the van station in the lowest ID district, which is going to be, I think, yeah, it's 15, the Interior Ministry. Move it to the state district with the lowest police ID, which is the telecom. No, it's the financial district. Okay, so it moves from the Interior Ministry to the financial district and spawns 1 police squad there. That was the reaction. Okay. And since police morale is 2, the tank moves there, and the game is almost over. Oh boy. Let's see what we can do here. Not much, and we're almost certainly going to lose, but let's see what we can do here. Workers would need to draw 2 police ops cards before doing anything. So first police ops card is all groups of police squads advance into adjacent prisoners districts, which means the Supermax prison. That means we have 1 and 2. Great. We've got 3 squads that move in the Supermax prison district. And yeah, that's what happens. That's awesome. We're still trying to get to this goddamn street markets. Ugh, these cops just keep getting in our gosh darn way. Damn it. Although we do have... The workers can play fancy clothes. Or we could use... Yeah. Fancy clothes would allow prisoners to escape that clash and go ahead to the street market. The only issue is we have our last remaining block of workers there. If they get smushed by those cops, that's game over. Game is almost over anyway, though. How do we play this? That was just the first one, though. What was the next one? District patrols. All groups of police squads advance into adjacent districts with the highest police ID. Which means these two go up here, and these guys once again are probably going to shift over here. That's what happens there. Okay, still though, workers, they can roll 3 die. The sole remaining worker block could do... Let's see. A kick, a draw. Heck, let's just do a draw right now. 1, 2, 3. Which ones do we keep? We've got a fire extinguisher. Retreat 1 block or 1 mob from a clash into an adjacent district. Okay. Okay, I like this. Okay, this can help, like, a lot. Okay, so that was good that we did that. All right. So what we could do, we did that draw. We could use... let's see. It's a 4. Okay. All right, we could use fire extinguishers. Combination of fire extinguishers and +1 mollies. So they got a 6, a 3, and a 2. We haven't spent anything yet. Well, other than, okay, we spent the 2 to do a draw. We have a 6 and a 3 left. We could... So the fire extinguisher would allow us to not use an action die to retreat 1 block or 1 mob from a clash into an adjacent district, which would be the street market. So we could play that, and these workers could go here, and then with the 3 and the 6, if we played Molly +1, since street market is difficulty 4, we could take out the police squad and get 1 hit on the police van and the street market there. That would be something. That would be vengeance. We're about to lose anyway, but that's it'll feel good for something to go pretty good for once. So we can take out this police squad and get 1 hit on that police van. And then we would have to draw 2 more cards for the prisoners, which is strategic rotation. All groups of police squads. Okay, so this giant mob will go down to 5. So I think 4 blocks go back to the staging area. And then 1 more Police ops is light reinforcements. That's great. Morale goes up again. And we get 3 more because damaged vans do not spawn. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that happened. And we can roll, let's see, 4 die for the prisoners. Now with the groceries, how many groceries do we have? We have groceries, soup. Oh, we could liberate the street market, actually. If we use fancy clothes to escape that clash, and if we can get 2 hits on that van, we can take down police morale by 1, liberate it, take it down by 1 again, and knock the tank back 1 space. Although, since it would go back to space number 2, the game would be over anyway. Let's just do it anyhow. We'll do it. We'll go out in a blaze of glory. Alright, so we get a couple of 2s, a 6, and a 5. Alright, we can play fancy clothes. That's right. All you have to do is dress like a rich person. And for some reason, all of a sudden, it says move 1 block or 1 mob, so we can this huge mass of prisoners just finds some fancy clothes, puts them on, and the cops all of a sudden forget that they are prisoners and are like, oh, okay, you guys are fine. You guys are fine. We won't arrest you. So this allows us to escape this clash and go to the street market. Can we get 2 hits on that? So we didn't have to use an action die for that, right? Doesn't require an action die. Yeah, maybe used to escape a clash. Cool. So since it's a 4, we can use a 5 and a 6 to take out the van. Let me see. Do we have anything that could give us a +2? We can use mollies to turn one of those 2s into a hit. If we could get a build as well, because prisoners get +1 naturally, and if they use the molly, they can use a 2 for an attack. They could do the 5 for another attack on the van. Well, they need 2 attacks on the van to take it out. So we can use a 2 and a 5 to take out the van. And a 6 to do a build? If they could do a build, they could knock the police morale down by 2. Yeah. Okay, so we take out the van. We do a build. That knocks the police morale down 1, 2. I have to toss out the mollies. And let's see, we've got 6 blocks there already. We have 1 action left. I supposed to spawn another block somewhere? Not that it really matters. It doesn't really matter. We'll spawn another block at the overcrowded jail. Okay, so that happened. And we're going to do the reaction card to see where the cops go. State districts. So locate the police van station in the lowest ID district, which is 22, 35, 12. Locate the state district with the highest police ID, which is the Interior Ministry. So it moves down to the Interior Ministry and spawns one. Financial district to the Interior Ministry. Spawning one more squad of cops. Okay, that was the reaction. Okay, and then we get a liberation. Which actually, now that I think about it, since we knocked the police morale back by 1, but we also knocked the tank back by 1, it only moves forward 1, so we technically get 1 more turn now. This game can continue. Okay. Alright, so let's see. After the reaction, we can do the liberation. We would have to spend 2 groceries to be able to liberate the street market. Pass out some free food, have a party. We can liberate the street market. Okay. And it is anti-fascist mobilization. The local fascists have crewed up with the cops even more blatantly than usual. Yeah, that's a thing. They do that. Each liberating faction must choose. These Nazis know where you're from, so head where you think they'll strike. Move 1 block from this district to one of your faction's districts. Okay, if it's the workers, they could move there to the Global Shipping and Receiving Center. Take the fight to the enemy's doorstep. Move 1 block from this district to a district adjacent to police, which again would be this district. So both factions could move to this district. We could do A and B. Yeah, we'll have 1 worker block, 1 prisoner block. Okay, and then we flip it over and see what it says. Okay, so bring this down by 1, and we knock the tank back 1 for liberating a public district. So A, you fought these fascists time and time again and know just how to hold them at bay. Build 3 barricades around that district. Okay. So that means we can put 3 barricades down here. Or, Cops are always going to move to public, state, and or highest or lowest district. So they aren't going to move straight to the Global Shipping and Receiving Center, but they would potentially go to the street market, although these barricades would stop these cops from moving up in here. So that's... we got the 3 barricades. Also, B was... a chain link fence from a nearby construction site is dragged into the road, and you surround the approach to the area with caltrops. Okay, so we can completely block the Global Shipping and Receiving Center off entirely. That's pretty cool. All right. Okay, that happened. We finally liberated another district. Hooray! Okay, so since reaction, liberation, the tank would move forward 1 space, and we have precisely 1 more turn to try and... we're not going to do anything, are we? In order to try and liberate Global Shipping and Receiving Center, we have to take out that cop. We would need 12. We can still draw more cards. All right, let's see what happens. We're playing to the bitter end. We'll see what happens. Okay, so We draw one police ops card for the workers, and that is all groups of police squads move into adjacent commercial districts. So that means one squad from financial moves there, and one squad from the plaza moves there. Kettle and corral. Yeah. And okay. Also, we would roll 3 die because we don't have faction start yet. We're probably gonna finally build that again here at Global Shipping and Receiving Center. I'm going to erect it once again after destroying that final remaining police block, and or at least kicking the damn cops out. Great, we get 2 3s and a 1. So we can either combine those 2 3s to do that kick, or we can count on the prisoners to take that. Because I think we can't do a build here in a clash. We can't. Well, first of all, Harry, please don't. After the way things went last time, please stay off this table. Please stay off the table, Harry. We don't want all that stuff to happen all over again. I still need to clean that mess up. Let's see. Let's use the 1 to do a draw. We can draw 3 cards and keep 2. All right, Harry, we'll let you stay there for now. We'll let you stay there for now, Harry. There he is. Now y'all can see him. If anybody's still watching after this really, really long video. Oh gosh, 2 hours. Let's finish this up. No, Harry. Drawing 3 cards. Spend that 1 to draw 3 cards. Okay, this is going to give us 1 build for free. Furniture, free barricades, also groceries. Groceries could come in handy. Okay. So that means we can combine the 6s to destroy this 1 cop squad. And we can now use the tools for a free build to have our faction start here again. So there's a build there. Okay. Let's see. With the cards I have, 12 minus 3, that's 9. If we can get somehow 9 blocks over to the Global Shipping and Receiving Center, we could liberate it. I mean, there's 4 blocks of prisoners in the street market. They could spawn 1 there and 1 at the overcrowded jail. They get to roll 4 die. That's 7 blocks right there. Although these cops are in our gosh darn way. Five, 6, 7. That is not enough. We would need 2 more blocks there in order to liberate the Global Shipping and Receiving Center. That's what we currently have. Although if prisoners do a mutual aid center here, they could draw some cards and maybe we could score some more groceries? I don't know. All I know is we got to draw another police ops card for the prisoners. We got paramilitary raids. Great. So police morale goes up one again. And all groups of police squads advance into adjacent districts with occupations, which means these barricades get destroyed because those cops tore them down to try and get into the Global Shipping and Receiving Center. And that's... Well, wait a minute. No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. It's even worse than that. Since the priority is currently highest, adjacent would actually be the street market, so these 3 cops would go here. Great. That is what that means. No, 2 squads. 2. 1 solo always stays behind. Okay, which means you could kick 2 with 1 action. Alright. So we get to roll 4 die for the prisoners. Great. It's a 5, a 3, and 2 1s. Well, if we do move, build, draw, that's like 3 actions. We wouldn't also be able to kick and move. Because kick and move is 2. We kind of also needed to do a spawn. I just thought I could do a move, thanks to the Metro, a build, a tag, and a draw so that I could get 3 cards. But then that would be all my moves just to get even more loot, and then the game would just be over. I mean, the game's going to be over anyway. We only got this 1 turn. Prisoners are not, even if we somehow liberate the Global Shipping and Receiving Center, that is only 1 objective we are about to lose here. Prisoners could spawn and kick, and that way there would be 5 that could move, and we would have 1 action left. Wasn't for that gosh darn solo squad there, we could I don't have any fancy clothes or anything that would allow us to move through police lines. Okay, we spend 1 spawn. If we do a 5, or even really just a 3, we can kick these to back Supermax prison, and then move these here. So now we've got 7 there. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't spam the same spawning at the same location. We could do another spawn down here and another move, but we can't get through this. It's over 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 11 minutes. This has gone on long enough. I've lost the game. There's no point in continuing. This really is the end. Because we can't liberate anything. So prisoners only have 2 actions left. There's no point in really doing anything. Tank goes to the end. We have just lost. We lost the game. Oh, well, I didn't even get a single objective. And I only needed 2, really. And this was still on easy. So now we see why I'm trying to get some practice to get a little bit better at this game. Because it's challenging. And I really would like to get better. So, anywho, if you're still watching, thanks for watching. And I will catch y'all later.